We have Steve Merrill from wagertalk.com giving us the analysis on a 3:30 game. We have Michigan, Illinois. This game started at a -1.5, Steve, and we've seen the line move here. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, these are two teams that are hovering in the top 25, 22 and 24. A non-impressive win by Illinois last week. They're a 2-point conversion away from losing in overtime as a 22.5-point home favorite. So we'll see how they bounce back. Now, they did get the win. Had they gotten the loss there, I'd be really worried about their mindset because that would have probably shot their season being their second loss. And teams in general coming off overtime games, high-scoring losses are a huge play against. But Illinois held on to win that game 50-49. Got to be concerned about the defense, though. They gave up over 500 yards of offense to a Purdue team that had been horrendously bad offensively this season. Now, Michigan has also struggled offensively this year, so we'll see if they're able to take advantage of an Illinois defense that should be fatigued and didn't look that great last week. As I do every week, I run 10,000 game simulation for every FBS game on the board. We get an average margin of victory. In this situation, I've got Michigan on average winning by about 1 point. As you mentioned, TJ, this line opened pretty much 1.5 in most locations. I thought that was spot on. The money has since come in on Michigan, pushing it over that key number of 3 up to 3.5 now. So I do think the line is a little frothy, but I think part of the reason we've seen that money come in is for the reasons I mentioned, is how bad Illinois' defense looked last week, and the fact they're coming off a high-scoring overtime game could leave them a little bit flat. Michigan, meanwhile, coming off that Washington loss, but they had the bye week. So it's a great scheduling setup for Michigan. The line I make 1.5. It's been moved up to 3.5, but it's hard to disagree with that move because it does look like the situation probably favors Michigan this week.
All right. For more expert analysis and sharp takes, you can find Steve Merrill at wagertalks.com. Get Steve Merrill's best bets as well as Mark Rogers and Steve Merrill's bets for Mark Rogers Patreon and the premium membership tier, Voice of College Football bets for the YouTube account. Get that here. Become a winner. It is 2024.
College football is even more exciting with some action on the line. And the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Let's start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread. I've got a 40-year track record. In fact, in 2023, at $100 played per game, you would have netted over $9,300. And guess what? I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill, our ace in the hole, show stopper from Wager Talk. 6 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick, which went 21-5 against the spread the last 2 seasons. I repeat, 21-5 against the spread. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Steve Deace and Matt Zemek. Become a YouTube channel member or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2024 a winner now.